everybody, my name is Daniel and I'm going to give you a little bit of a tutorial on your actual Xbox One controller. I got an Xbox One about 2 years ago when I got back from an actual summer job in Minnesota, but when I first got it, I never even knew how to use an actual Xbox One controller, so I was like wondering, like, people actually played it, but yet I never knew anything about how to use one, because I do have an Xbox 360, but it's kind of different. But right here, I have the Wi-Fi kind, which specifically enough has a little battery right here that it's kind of different from regular things. But if you easily can see that this actually has the actual label, you can actually see the label that actually says it's a wireless controller for the Xbox. But when you actually see the battery, it will actually show you what side you have to put it up for, because if you actually do that, then you can actually put it in perfectly, like that. But also, sometimes, before I took this apart, this thing started to blink, which I'm guessing that means that the battery has been taken out, so I was like that. But also, when I first started playing it, well, yeah, that's how you. It's a regular kind of thing with my other one, but the only difference is that instead of like an actual Xbox 360 in which you just have the bulky battery charger and then put in like a click like that, the thing is this one just requires it's like how would I say, like a gum wrap. It basically, you just unwrap it and do like that, but yet after that, it was actually pretty cool, but it basically has the same exact controls as an Xbox 360. I have the Xbox One, and I'll probably do a tutorial of that later. But when you see it, you will see LT and, well, two LTs and one LB on the left side, and RT and RB on the right side. When you do that, a lot of people do get mixed up in a lot of games on LT, RB, RT, LB, but please don't get mixed up. That's actually kind of easy when it comes to it, because when you're playing a game and something tells you RT, people only get mixed up with the fact, like, with the controllers and how it is used. But when you, like, one game I know is Iron Bread, because that's a game that requires a lot of using of the buttons, because a lot of people use one button, but then it won't work with the other. So I'm like, okay, if that won't work, then why don't you read a manual? I'm like, probably it doesn't have one, and sometimes Xbox One games don't really have a manual for them. So for that, because when I got the Xbox One, I was like wondering why it's so different from the Xbox 360, and I finally figured that out, in which some of the actual modules on the Xbox One are different. And when I did buy it, I was like wondering what is one thing that's different. Like, one different thing I found about it is the fact that it more has a smoother case. It has a smoother, well, pixelated and system that works fine. But Xbox 360 is more like, it's too like it's like cartoonish, because how the Xbox 360 is like, well, it wasn't my type. When I first got it, it was like in 2010, but it was alright. But when I got the Xbox One, it was awesome, because not only was there good games, they updated the generation, and when I first got it, it was actually really awesome. The fact that new games came out, and the Xbox people actually made only games for the new generation, which became awesome. And I stayed at my summer job for 2 months before I got enough money to buy even an Xbox One. So when I did that, I was wondering, why would it be so different with an Xbox One and Xbox 360? Which, my perspective, Xbox One's way better because of, like, you actually could put more of an actual of your details. And how I know sometimes on the Xbox 360 you can actually put like your avatar in it, but on the Xbox One you can actually do what you can do on it. Like, I'm not sure you can use YouTube on it, but I just want to show you guys that the fact that a lot of the controllers kind of different. The only some of the differences, the fact that, well, it could be Wi-Fi, a wireless controller, or just a plain battery controller. But when I got it, it was a wireless controller, which is kind of awesome. If you guys have a different kind of control, like the battery kind, it's the same exact perspective, except it will tell you whether or not you're doing right. I think. Let me check this one. If this one is the same way. Give me 1 second. Nope. This one is just a wireless controller. And also, yes, you can also recharge this if you want. It's actually really easy actually doing that, because it is so simply the actual rechargeable controller thing, because when you do it, you can't only just like, yeah, it's kind of also hard because you had to put this in perspective. That, yeah, it's actually, got it. Because you also have to put it in a specific way too. Like the way this is put, there's also a bulky part right there. That bulky part you have to put in right here, and then when you do that, it won't go automatically perfectly in. It automatically does that. But for other like batteries, I think it will show you an actual like battery mark on this. But for this, well, it only doesn't really show you. It just says this side up. It just shows this side up on that thing. So yeah, that's basically it. And I almost put it the wrong way again. Well, that would be it for this video, because, well, that's all really is about the Xbox controller. But I just want to say, if you guys have any other questions, leave it down in the comments below. And probably next time I'll probably do on the Xbox One. And I just want to say have a great day and peace out.